Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Sheila Bila coming to you with another review of Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 8, Episode 3, Up Close and Personal. You guys, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. The more you do like the videos, the more they do go through the algorithm, and more people will start to view my commentary on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So, y'all come on in and let's talk about this episode. There really wasn't much to it. It's up close and personal, so I'm assuming that this was all in regards to the ladies talking to each other, going down memory lane, and just trying to make sure that none of the girls in the inner circle had the actual motive to stab Gary. So we're going to go ahead and get into this episode. I think it's going to be really quick for me, and I grouped a lot of the scenes together because it was a lot of back and forth. Because I think this is going to be really quick. This was more of a filler episode. It seems like the next episode is going to be a lot better. And y'all check out my trailers that I do for these. I was actually on point with a lot of this stuff, and I have the Beauty in Black Netflix series out there. I think I have like 1 through 6, 7, and 8 is going to drop like tomorrow and Friday. And then, of course, I'm doing Tyler Perry's Atima. So y'all go out and check those out and talk to me. Talk to me in the comments, okay? Because I do talk back. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this episode. Here, it does start where it left off on last Wednesday. When Robin, Robin was leaving. The girls came in and they saw him there and they were like, oh, what is Robin doing here? What is Robin doing here? Robin leaves and Andi just expressed to them that Robin is pretty much going to be her counsel on this case. And Robin came in to pretty much save the day. And also Andi did admit that she lied. She lied about what was going on with Gary, the reason why she was going to marry Gary, because the girls were pressuring her like, why is Robin here? Like, what is going on? You got to talk to us, Andi. You have to talk to us. So yeah, she finally admitted like, yeah, I lied. The reason why I did marry Gary is because he was blackmailing me. He said that he had some photos, and also if the photos didn't work, then he was going to unalive Jordan, that he had some photos on Jordan. And if the photos didn't work, then he was going to unalive Jordan. And so they were like, oh, wow, you did all of this for Jordan. And Sabrina is just like, this is like one of those love novels. Like you put everything on the line to be there for the love of your life, which is Jordan. Like that's kind of noble in a sense. It's like a romantic novel, you know, a romance movie or what have it. And so they're just looking like, wow, like you did all that for Jordan. I mean, and Andi also admits that she was kind of relieved, like a little bit, like when she found out that, because let me go back just a little bit. Karen thought that Gary was unalive, but Andi had to let them know that he was just only stabbed. You know, he's still alive. And Andi said that she actually felt a little relieved, you know, that she felt relieved that he could be unalived, and she really didn't feel any type of ways. Like she was just kind of happy, and that somebody really had to be up close and personal on his body to actually stab him. And you know, they went around the tables because she said she promised that she didn't do it, because Karen was like, you know, even if you did, you know, attempted to unalive him, they wouldn't judge. Like they would not judge. They wouldn't judge Andi at all. And Andi was like, I didn't do it. Like I didn't do it. And she kept saying, I didn't do it. And then she was like, and I'm not the only one in here that could have done it. And they were saying, the girls were like, yeah, the police had been interrogating us and we have no motive. They also interrogated Zach and Fatima, and Andi didn't know that they was interrogating Zach and Fatima either. And Andi was, I guess she was just trying to point out reasons why the girls would do it, but they were like, no, we wouldn't do it. Danny is like, I mean, I wanted to do it. And you know, but I didn't. Hold on, you guys. Hey, Ari. Hey.
Hey, are you asleep?
No, I'm doing this video. I'm gonna have to call you when I'm finished.
You said you're doing what?
I'm doing a video. I'm gonna call you when I'm finished.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Child, that is my daughter, honey. Every time, because she has a YouTube channel too. Aria Allies, go check her out. Anytime she puts a YouTube video up, she always calls me and like, Mama, did you see my video? I'm like, okay, my daughter is away in college. She need to be asleep right now. But anyway, back to the topic at hand, Sister Season 8. Yeah, and they're pretty much going around saying, no, I didn't do it, even though Danny ran over the guy with a car and tried to burn up a building and all of this stuff, she still didn't do it. She said, I love you, Andy, but I don't love you enough to kill nobody. And she was saying it just in case the place was bugged, because Gary had a way of bugging Andy's places wherever she was. So Danny was making sure, for the record, on record, I didn't do it. And then the other girls, Karen's like, I'm pregnant, I can't even take my shoes off, let alone stab somebody, a grown man. And then Sabrina, even though she's been to jail, she still doesn't have the capability of doing anything like that. So, I mean, we all pretty much know that these girls don't. And I actually was thinking that Andy probably was the one done it. But when we go on down into this episode, I done changed my mind again, y'all. I done changed my mind again. And somebody had brought up a good point, and I'm going to bring that up a little later. But anyway, this pretty much, and then, they talk about stuff that happened in college. They just reminisce, and they're just trying to get in a good place with each other, So that's pretty much what that is. I guess I'll pick the rest of this conversation up a little later. All right, so now I'm back over at the office. Fatima is happy. Like, she's happy, Hayden is back and he's antagonizing Fatima as always. And Fatima is like, oh, yeah, I know you're going to be feeling some type of way and all this other stuff, talking about Andy and, how they do that whole back and forth. And, yeah, it's, how they do the whole back and forth. Come to find out, Robin shows up and, Hayden is brown nosing. Oh, hi, how you doing, boss? Good to have you here and all this other stuff. And that's when Robin asks Hayden that he wanted to see him in his office, right? So I was like, okay, so what is that about? When he gets into the office, then my surprise, as I stated in my trailer breakdown review, Robin gives Hayden all of Andy's workload, and Hayden does say, well, I'm taxed, she's divorced, but he was just like, you know what, I trust you enough that you could get the work done, even though they're shorthanded around the office. Like, he trusts that he could step in and do the job. And also he gave Hayden Fatima, and Fatima don't know this because, child, yeah, anyway. So Hayden is getting a big head. He's like, oh, I got Andy's caseload, and you know what I'm saying? And I'm about to be Fatima's supervisor. And he always antagonizes her. I always says that she's some type of paralegal, no, secretary and all that other stuff, right? And also, it was something else I was about to say. Paralegal. Oh, yeah, he does bring up the fact, Hayden is like, even though what I tried to do to you, we're still cool. And Robin is just like, it's water under the bridge. And he's like, okay, boss, or whatever. So I guess water under the bridge, yeah. So, Fatima's gloating. Oh, so you think that, she said, so you think that you're going to get away with what you're getting away with? Now that Robin's back, you're not going to have your job any longer. And, all of this stuff. Like, she's pretty much rubbing it in his face. And Hayden is like, look, not only has Robin given me Andy's caseload, I'm also your supervisor, so you need to pretty much get to work. And Fatima is just like, what? Like, where is this coming from? You really think that this person that you tried to make lose his company is actually giving you more responsibility? That don't even sound right. And so he was like, yeah, that's what it is. That's pretty much what it is. And yeah, you work for him now. I was like, okay. Hayden is really rubbing it in his face. So Hayden walks off. Fatima on the phone right now. Robin did this to her twice. Fatima on the phone, and Fatima trying to call Andy, right? The first time he tried to call Andy, Hayden came out and was like, Fatima, what are you doing? And she was like, oh, I'm just I need to take a personal time. He was like, nope, you're not taking personal time. That's the reason why this office has been in pretty much disarray ever since I've been going, because people are we're taking advantage of personal time and not actually doing their jobs. And he was like, you have to be there in your office doing the work when you're here in the office on company's time. And Fatima looking like, what? Like what? Like she was really confused as to what he was talking about. Let me see something. Oh yeah. Cause y'all did put a lot of this stuff together. But anyway, and also as time progressed, and I was like, because Fatima got on the phone, she what's that guy's name? Zach ended up calling Fatima. And Fatima was trying to tell Zach that, you know, Robin is here and hating and getting on my nerves and stuff don't sound right. You know, she's pretty much venting to Zach, and Zach is saying that Andi is a really smart girl. She's going to know how to work this out and all that stuff. And of course, Zach always wants to protect his wife. So he was like, you need me to come up there? And she was like, no, you just stay wherever you are. And then again, she's still trying to, after she gets off the phone with Zach, she's still trying to call Andi. Andi ain't picking up. So back over at the hospital, Gary is there laid up. So now there is a person that comes in and in all black, right? Black mask, ski mask, black gloves, and has a needle. And he takes that needle and sticks it in Gary's IV. So I'm just like, nobody at all sees a man in all black with a black ski mask walking through the hospital, going into Gary's room. Like nobody at all. I think that's crazy. Isn't that not weird? I just think that's weird and crazy. Nobody sees this. Okay. All right. So whoever this is really trying to make sure that Gary is unalive, because if Gary is unalive, then he can't tell who actually stabbed him. And somebody made a very poignant point in the comments. They said that they think Hudson is the one that did it. And I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, that does make sense, because Hudson is so adamant about blaming Andi. And he was actually shocked and surprised to hear that that Gary was alive. So I was like, okay. But the only thing that kind of makes me a little leery about it being Hudson is because I think it was a she made a point to say that Hudson didn't like the way that Gary was doing, the way he was trying to, I guess, blackmail Andi or something with Andi or with Jordan. He kind of didn't like it or something. But I was like, well, if he don't like it, he sure pointing the finger over there at Robin a lot. Not Robin, at Andi a lot. He's pointing that finger at Andi. But I'm like, well, he is pretty much the only one that's in close proximity right now at the hospital, because it is easy for him to go and put a mask on and go in there and put some in somebody's IV. I mean, I guess. But I don't know. I don't think it's him. They trying to make it seem like it's Robin. We're going to get there. Okay, so this pretty much wraps up the girlfriend conversation. I mean, because they was really just pretty much talking, and saying that they need to check up on each other a little bit more. It seems like lately a lot of the girls had their own stuff going on. Karen, her baby daddies, Danny in therapy, Sabrina, harvesting her eggs and all that stuff. It seemed like they all had a lot going on to where they were not able to check on each other. So they said they're going to do a better job of checking on each other. So while they were talking, Andi does get a phone call. I'm assuming it had something to do with Gary, because she got the phone call a little bit later after the whole hospital scene. But at that point, they all got together, they all hugged it out, and they're just making a point to, be there for each other. And now that they know that nobody had motive to unalive Gary. Oh, one thing I did miss too. Andi did say that at first she felt relief when she thought that Gary was unalive, but then all of a sudden she got sad, because she was like, I mean, at one point she did actually love Gary. And she said that she wouldn't feel right if she woke up in a world and Gary wasn't in that world. And I was like, really? After everything he done to you, after everything, after, you know what I'm saying, him bugging your place, after him squeezing your ribs, you know, after everything that he's done, you're okay with that? That, you know, I mean, but don't nobody, I mean, I guess speaking honestly, I wouldn't want to see anybody just unalived. I would like to see a person in jail before I would see them, you know, unalive, because that is a life that can't redeem themselves, you know, if they had enough time to, you know, do it. So, I mean, I don't know, but I understand what Andi is talking about. Anyway, the girls get ready to leave. They hug each other. They wish each other well. And then they leave. Fatima was calling Andi on the phone and was saying, Andi, because this is actually when Andi answered the phone. And she was just like, Andi, look, you need to watch your back. Because remember, when they were talking about Robin, they were saying like, all of a sudden Robin is back, right? You know, all of a sudden, you know, and Danny says that, Andi, you in danger, girl. You know, like they're making it seem like Robin is trying to frame Andi for Gary. That's what they're trying to make it seem. And the way that they were setting it up, it makes it seem as if that's what it looks like, because the way that Fatima was calling Andi and was saying something is wrong, like, you know, because Andi thinks that Fatima is calling her to say, oh yeah, Robin's back, woo, woo, woo. But no, she's telling you, yeah, Robin is back, but Robin ain't the Robin that he was when he left. Like, he has motive. Something is going on. Like, he's not the same. I think you need to watch your back when it comes to Robin. But Andi doesn't hear it. Andi isn't trying to hear it. And so while she's on the phone trying to warn Andi against Robin, that's when Robin comes out and like, so Fatima, you still in the hallway? So this is what you're doing. You need to, you know, and and that's when Fatima gets off the phone and is just like, oh, I was looking for you. I was looking for you to talk to you about, you know, Andi or whatever. And Robin was pretty much like, you don't need to worry about that. And also, what were you talking about? I'm like, well, if she don't need to worry about Andi cases and Hayden and how she's supposed to be maneuvering around this office in Andi's absence, then you don't need to worry about what she's talking about on the phone either. That ain't none of your business, Robin. Now you overstepping. You are. Robin, and the way that they was playing that music, it made it seem like Robin was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. But anyway, and it got Fatima to thinking like something ain't right with Robin. But anyway, so back over at the hospital, you know, Andi sees Hudson, and Hudson is like, oh yeah, what are you doing here since you're the one that tried to unalive Gary? You know what you did and all that other stuff. So yeah. So this is where it ended. I think this is when it's going to start actually getting good. But I'm just like, Hudson, you look like the guy. If Hudson, because when I was looking at that guy's build with all the black on, I was thinking like, that's a guy. Clearly, it looks like a male, a slim build male. And I was like, well, it looked like that probably could be Robin, but I don't think Robin is stupid enough to have on a whole mask and everything going into a hospital. And then how would he even have enough time to go over to a hospital to do something like that? But Hudson is right there, so it's easy for him to go and change his clothes real quick, you know. But it looks like there was a tall, slender built male that went in there and put that in his IV. But anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that Robin could possibly have something to do with this thing with Gary? Do y'all think that? They're trying to build it up that way, but it may be somebody else. They said, Fatima said that, well, Crystal, when she did one of her interviews, she was like, we'll be surprised who the killer is. And they mentioned Penelope too, saying like Penelope and them went through a lot or whatever. And Andi again blames herself, and even Danny blamed Andi for everything that's been going on. So yeah, I don't know. The only person that they really not showing like that is Penelope. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I just gotta watch because now it's like blurred lines. But anyway, this is Sheila Bila. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what y'all think. Bye.